Hey friends, welcome back to Stay at Home Mom Diaries. If you're new here, my name is Ashley, and this channel is where I just document my journey leaving corporate America and becoming a stay-at-home mom and homemaker. Today, for our digital entry in our diary, what I thought I'd show you is a little bit of what I do when my son's down for his second nap of the day. I have some Amazon packages that have arrived that I need to put in place, and I have got the bins out of my son's bedroom to be able to organize the bottom part of my laundry room. I just thought maybe we would chat a little bit while I did this. I order my Dial antibacterial soap on Amazon because it is significantly cheaper than the grocery store. At my grocery store, the 52 fluid ounces is almost $10 a bottle, and I think that might be if it's on sale, it's $8, I think. $8.50, and then typically it's between 10 and 12. I can't really remember to be exact, but it's almost like $5.50 for one of these when I order them on Amazon. So I try to order one for now, two for later. That's pretty much my philosophy for everything that I order, and have it in stock here for the house. Our dog treats we get on Amazon. My prenatal vitamin, I use the Mary Ruth's prenatal and postnatal vitamin, ultra absorbent liquid supplement. It tastes like vanilla and oranges. It's pretty good, and I've been using that since I found out that I was pregnant, since it's pre and postnatal. And then I also get my Redmond's Real Salt. I actually just ran out of this, so I'm glad that it came. I need to put that into the container for it. And then I was trying a new laundry detergent. This is the Molly Suds, but it's the powder. I've been using the unscented Molly Suds for my son since he was born. I thought that I would try the powders. The reason I don't like the liquid is because I can't get it in any stores near me, so I have to order it on Amazon, and they've been coming tipped over, and the liquid has been pouring out into the box, or it's like all over the outside of the container, and I just got tired of having to clean it up, and then the outside of the laundry jug being sticky and nasty. So I'm going to try the powder. It doesn't have some of the sticky soap and stuff from my detergent that I used to make, so I'm hoping that this powder will maybe rinse out better in my washing machine. So we'll see how that works. So that's everything that was in this first box. I do keep some of my boxes, not all of them, but some of them, in the event that we have to have some returns. We needed a new toilet plunger, and so I got one that actually has a nice case that goes around it, and so when you pull it up, the case opens. When you put it back down, the case closes automatically, just to add any kind of barrier to my son possible. He's in that stage now where he's intrigued with trash cans, the toilet, anything that's around the toilet, and so we're just trying to make everything as baby proof as possible. This is one of the things that I ordered for the coffee bar, so I'm so excited about this. It's a hot mat that's absorbent. Now, it looks like it's smaller than I was anticipating it being, so we'll see how this works. I may need to return this and get it to be a little bit larger. I probably should have measured, but it's supposed to absorb liquid onto it. It's made out of leather, and because we make all of our drinks there, I thought that would be really nice. So we'll see. I'll measure and see if I think that'll work, but that's going to be for an upcoming project and video. I got some strong strips to be able to put down underneath my items that I've left out on my entertainment center. And we were also going to stick down the front of the TV with this. We have mounted all of that to the wall in our living room, but it's just an extra step, an extra precaution. And then these are the brackets for my floating shelves. So really excited. That's for, both of these are for the coffee bar, so I think I'm going to go ahead and set them over here. There's a little helmet for my son for his little bicycle that he got for his birthday. Okay, so that's everything in both of these boxes. I tend to store one of these under each one of my sink. We only have one bathroom, so I put one under my bathroom sink and one under my kitchen sink, just to be able to have one handy to fill up, and then I store an extra one in my laundry room. So both of these are laundry. I'm going to go ahead and go put both of these in place. While I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to go ahead and do everything I need to unpack this bag from there. So I'm going to go ahead and empty my real salt into my container. I have this little salt container that I pour it into. And normally this bag is bigger than this. I must have not paid attention to the ounces. That or they're trying to cut down on plastic. So I always fill this reservoir up. And then I also have a salt grinder that I put it into. That way when people come over, if they want additional salt on the food, because I don't tend to salt very heavily, they're able to put that on and they're not having to put their fingers down into my salt reservoir. Okay, so there's both of those filled. And there's still some left in there, so I'll just put this into my Hoosier cabinet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this soap in place under this sink. I have to take those boxes out to the garage later. I need to get under this cabinet and organize this a little bit better. There wasn't anything really that I needed to declutter, I don't think, under that cabinet as we were decluttering. I focused on the cabinets that were really driving me crazy. And so I do want to go through and organize that, make it easier to get through, and maybe purge things if things need to be. My postnatal, I have one in the fridge already, so I'm going to put this in the hall closet and take this to the bathroom real quick. I'm not going to take the camera set up down there because our bedrooms are right beside our bathroom, and I'm not trying to wake my son up. I guess I can go ahead and put this plunger together here, and then I'll take that in there. I didn't think about taking it. So here's the base. So it just sits down in there. When you push it, it closes around it. And so hopefully this won't look attractive to him and maybe it'll be a barrier for me to get to him before he actually gets to it. But you just pull up on that and then push down, and it's got a venting system so that the plunger and everything is supposed to be able to dry really well still, even though it's totally housed. So a little bit of more baby proofing. So these are some boxes that I could break down and throw away. To be terrible about breaking boxes down, and then I saw my husband having to break down a tremendous amount of boxes on trash day, and I felt really bad because I want to say that day that he was breaking them down, it had also rained, and we used to just, both of us, chunk them out onto the deck. And I'm not going to say that I still don't do that sometimes if I'm in a really big hurry, but I try when I have time to break them down for him. I'm coming, baby. Wait just a minute. Stay right there. Well, hey friends, welcome back to Stay at Home Mom Diaries. Today is Friday, different outfit. Yesterday got a little crazy. And if anything, I want to be fully present with my son. I do try to film a little bit as long as he's not seeing the camera and thinking that mom is not paying him attention. So he needed mommy yesterday, and we're teething, and we've not been able to go outside a whole lot because it's raining constantly, it seems like, and so he's got a lot of pent up energy, and so he's just needed mom a little bit more. And so what started as I thought going to be a productive video yesterday, it ended up being that my total idea of what my afternoon was going to look like drastically changed. If there's 3 things that I have figured out in motherhood thus far, my first year of being a mom, is that amazes me is number 1, their fingernails grow amazingly fast and are razor sharp. Number 2 is that I totally underestimated how amazing it is to go to the bathroom by yourself or have a long hot shower uninterrupted. And number 3 is how amazing it is to actually be able to get something totally completed that you set out to do for the day. But with that being said, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. But it really does amaze me that I used to be able to get so much done before I become a mom. And now I'm really amazed if I can just get the dishes washed, dinner cooked, and a load of laundry folded. So we're going to try to continue this journey now. He's down for his nap, and we'll see how far we get today. So I unpacked everything yesterday with you guys. I went ahead and took the boxes out to the garage. We try to keep a couple of them just to be able to have boxes for returns, because I do think the coffee mat that I unboxed yesterday will be a return. I should have measured. I was trying to order something quickly while my son was down for a nap, and I should have measured that space because I actually want it to be a little bit larger. So that will likely be a return and something that we'll use one of those boxes for. The Molly suds got left here. I do want to put this into my laundry room, and the Dial soap is going to go into my laundry room. The things that I do want to do real quick today is to put my vacuum cleaner parts for my robot vacuum and mop in here, and the attachments and pieces for my steam mop, if we can get to it before he wakes up. So that was going to go into my laundry room. So I'm going to put the soap in there for the laundry and the Dial soap, and we'll take that to the laundry room and maybe check that out first today, because I also need to start a load of laundry. I'll meet you in there. Okay, so I have this container that I have used forever for my laundry detergent. This is what I used to put my homemade laundry detergent in. And again, the reason that I'm switching to try this is, one, this thing is so sticky and messy. I started using this when my son come along because it's fragrance free and supposed to be easier for you. But the one thing that I don't like about it is that I can only get those on Amazon. Oh, I'm going to need some scissors, I think. So the liquid soap comes terribly tipped over, spilling out every time I order it on Amazon, and it's the only place that I can get it from. And I think because this is so fine that it's going to be easier on my washing machine. The stuff that I make that's homemade, it uses Zote soap, washing soda, and a couple other ingredients, and my washing machine's having a hard time actually getting all of that out. It's worked well for years, and it's super, super cheap, but I'm trying to make my washing machine last as long as I can, and still be as frugal as possible for my family with this. So it says add 1 scoop or 1 tablespoon as the machine fills with water, and then add the laundry. Heavy soiled, do an extra half a scoop. So they have a tablespoon. I've always used this little tiny spoon that my grandmother got me. I absolutely love it. It was from a little gift shop that we have here in where I live in North Carolina. And I just love it. I think it's so pretty. It says love on it. And I have the rest of them in my kitchen. But I loved this one so much. And a tablespoon was what my other fabric softener called for. And so I think I could fit, yeah, I think I can fit both of these in here, which I would like to not have to have stored anything, to have to store anything in my cabinet over there. So I'm going to fill both of these up, and we're going to try it out today. So I noticed that while I was doing laundry, oh, I think it's going to fit. Is it? Yes, barely. Shoo, barely. I had noticed that with using my other laundry detergent, because it's not this fine and the soap had to dissolve, that it was leaving like a powdery residue on my clothes. So I'm hoping that this doesn't do that. Hindsight's 2020. I probably should have only started with 1 bag of it, but I got 2. So there's that up there. I'm going to go ahead and throw these away, and we will start a load of laundry. Wanted to do this last because it's kind of loud in here. Again, this day is a hot spot drop zone in our house. I have some things that I still want to go donate. The donation store for the hand-me-down store in my area, I hope you guys can hear over this. The hand-me-down store in my area is still not open. They're still moving. They're into their new location as of August, but they have not actually opened the doors to the public yet. I'm going to turn that on warm for a minute and let it dissolve. It looks like it's dissolving really good. I really have liked this one, so I'm hoping that this one works. But they are still trying to put all of their shelves and racks and all of that in place. So I still have not been able to take the clothes and stuff for my son to the hand-me-down store. So I still have some formula that needs to be taken off, some stuff that needs to go back to the church. This needs to go back into my husband's truck. So this tends to be a drop zone and something that I'm constantly cleaning and picking up because I don't know. I don't like anything really on surfaces, which drives my husband crazy. But not only that, sometimes I put my laundry here to fold it if my bar is full, like it currently is. I always try to kind of mix that together. So we have darks that I'm going to wash today. And I wanted to wash darks purposefully in this just to see how well they come out. I do have like the color enhancer that I use at times, but I try not to use that every time because it is more expensive. Although I did get some of that the other day at my discount store that's in my area. I was really excited to be able to find it there and so cheap. But I also want to just see if this ends up being able to be washed out of my laundry or if we end up with white powder residue again. I don't try to overfill my washing machine because it is older. I just try to get it, you know, to where it still has some breathing room. I know everybody's not big on laundry fabric softener, and I'm not really too crazy about it because of the health issues with it. But my husband likes it in his clothes, so I'm going to put that in there. I don't put it in my son's. All right, so this is my little laundry basket. I really, really like it. I need to relabel it, though. Lights, darks, and towels is what I originally labeled it with. If you end up buying this, I do love it. It's on wheels. My son loves pushing it around the house to help me, too, back and forth to the laundry room. But don't put towels in it because it makes the liner mildew. I don't know why I didn't think about that initially, but now I've got like an open white kind of looking wicker basket that has holes to let the towels breathe, so it doesn't have that. So I do want to switch this back out with whites, lights, and darks. And I do tend to separate mine. Let me just switch that out now while I'm thinking about it. So we're going to do lights here and darks. My husband wears white t-shirts and he likes them bleached, and so I have to do those separate. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and try to find a marker and write whites on here. Another little thing checked off the list that I wanted to get done. And this just kind of helps my husband know where to put them. So whites, lights, and darks. And so I'll move my lights over here real quick. And we will do those tomorrow. Try to do a load of laundry every day. At least get it started and dried. I don't necessarily always get it folded, even though that is my goal. So the next thing that I'm going to do is do some folding to try to finish getting our towels folded and put away. I started this yesterday and I got through my kitchen towels, but I never made it to the bathroom towels, my clothes, or my son's clothes because my son's are dried and in the dryer. So we will do that and chat a little bit. I'm going to try this with the washing machine going and seeing if you guys can hear me during this video. If not, I won't do it anymore. But I try to always have some kind of appliance going while I'm working, so I just feel like I'm getting more done. Try to have the washing machine going while I'm doing other stuff in the house and the dryer running if it needs to be ran, just because I feel like I am more accomplished. Do you guys do that too? Normally, laundry is the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning. My typical ideal routine which, again, I've learned to give myself much grace with being a mom because your day's not always ideal for your checklist. But what I try to do is get up in the morning, let my fur babies out. My one is over here sleeping behind me. She likes to stay in the laundry room since my son has started walking because he loves to chase them. Not because he's wanting to hurt them, he wants to pet them. And she's 15 years old and a little anxious now, especially with him being here, and so she kind of likes to stay to herself. So she stays back here pretty much all the time since he has started running around the house. She'll come in sometimes when he's napping, but I don't, unfortunately, think I'm going to have her too terribly much longer. She's 15, and I took her to the vet the other day because she was having a hard time even getting up. I was having to carry her outside, and she's just got really bad arthritis in her back and in her legs, and he told me that I would be lucky if I got to keep her to 16. And so we're just trying to love her and feed her good food and spend as much time with her as possible. It breaks my heart to even think about her not being here. I've had her since before my husband and I actually got married. We dated, actually. I had her in my apartment with me. And so she's been my little buddy for a long time. And when I worked from home, she was my sidekick, man. She stayed right by my side. At 8 o'clock when I clocked in for my nursing job, she was right there at the desk with me. And she stayed there until I went to lunch break. And she would get up and go out to potty. And she knew that it was time to go. And when I clocked out at 5, she would immediately get up and come with me. And I started noticing, it's been, I guess, a full year now since I've worked. Towards the end of that year, I started noticing that even when I would get up, she would kind of still lay there and sleep for longer periods of time than she was before. And, but it's still never easy to think about losing them because they truly become family. And so I did cry a little bit in the vet's office when he told me that. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I do not match socks. I lay them all together and I throw them in the drawer. I let my husband get out what he needs and wants because he's got 2 different pairs of socks. And I very rarely wear socks unless it's wintertime because I'm a flip-flop girly through and through. I hate wearing shoes. And so I just throw my underwear and my socks in the drawer and I dig for them in the morning time. And I don't fold many of my clothes either. I tend to hang everything up. A lady that watches the channel, Cleaning with Stephanie, she also has a YouTube channel, guys, and if you like to watch cleaning videos, I'd encourage you to go to her channel. She's got a couple up there, and I've really enjoyed watching her videos, and she's got some neat little thought processes that she shares while she's cleaning. And so I really like her. She's sweet. If you want to go check out her channel. But she doesn't really like to fold either. She hangs up most of her stuff as well. I pretty much hang up all of my pajamas that have like a set. Like these are just pants and shorts. So I'll throw those into my drawer. But everything else I pretty much toss in without folding because I just don't have time for it or the patience. Honestly, I never have, even before having children. I didn't really fold our stuff. I would hang it up for the most part. My pajama pants are probably pretty much the only thing that gets folded, and that's because I have a very old, like 1960s dresser that my grandmother gave me when I got married. It was hers and my grandfather's when they got married, their first set. And so I have it, and the drawers are really, really shallow, so you really can't get a whole lot in there. Otherwise, I would just cram them in there and not fold them, because it's pajamas. It doesn't matter if they're wrinkly or not to me, but they won't fit in there if I do that. And so I do have to kind of fold just the pants if I just have like a tank top that I wear with them, but I still hang my tank top. All right, so that's pretty much everything in its category. So I'll just literally go toss these into the drawer. Underwear and socks go in a drawer. They do have a divider. And this tends to be a project room too. These dowel rods are for my garden that's outside. I'll show you a video of that one day. It's a failing garden. I've had a few things come out of it, but we just don't have a lot of sunshine. So there's tons of projects in here. The paint for the coffee bar is in here. My iron that my mom needs to take back. And I still need to take off the paint from in here because I need to dry it out. And it's been raining too much for me to dry it out to be able to take it to the landfill. So hopefully I can get a clean day to be able to dry that out and then haul it off. And then I put my husband's water bottles up here because my son was trying to play with the plastic. Probably just need to throw these into the middle of the fridge. And then these here are ones that he opened and took to work and didn't drink all of, and so I tend to fill the girls' water bowls up with that. So I will take all of this stuff into our bedroom once my son actually wakes up. I just kind of pile it on top of each other, and I put it on my cart, the top of it, and then I just take it in there and put it up once he is awake. The cart's great because you can just wheel all of it down the hall. Go ahead and work on my son's clothes. The only thing that I fold right now of my son's, which I would love to not fold these and just throw them in the drawer, but again, they just seem to fit better in the drawer if it's folded, is his blankets. Like his little throw blankets. The little lightweight ones that you take out with you. This is literally the only thing of his that I fold. Everything else just gets tossed into his drawer. I don't fold his shirts, pants, or anything because they don't tend to honestly get wrinkly in the drawer. I don't pack them in there really tight so they have room to kind of breathe and be shuffled around in the drawer. And I guess because I'm digging through it so much, because goodness, you change them so many times a day between messy food and spit ups and blowouts, that I guess, and I wash them so much and go through them so much that they just don't ever seem to get wrinkled. So I literally just toss them into the drawer. And if it wasn't for the fact that I don't really fit a lot of these into his dresser unless they're folded, I wouldn't fold them either. I actually did this before I found the Minimal Mom and Cass with the clutter bug. I was never big about folding clothes. To me, it just feels like it takes forever to fold all of this stuff. My sweet sister came and helped me do laundry, as well as a couple friends and my mom. And she washed and folded, I mean, tons and tons of new baby born clothes. And I am a type A person, so you would think that I would want that to be done. And it looked gorgeous when she did it. But it was not sustainable for me. For one, when I would go to put him in an outfit, I would rummage through the drawer anyway. And so I was just shuffling things about. And he tends to have like a lot of little onesies that zip up with the feet out. And also has, you know, a lot of just plain onesies with the legs totally out. And so to me, it was kind of maddening trying to fold all of them. So I'll show you my thought process, which is probably not going to be greatly received, really. But I've learned to be a lot less type A since becoming a mom and give myself grace, because my biggest thing is I want to get my chores done while he's napping as much as possible and spend time with you. And I also want to be fully invested in my time with him, so I don't want to be worried about these things that don't matter. Folded clothes don't matter. It just matters that you have clean clothes and clean underwear. So his jammies, I literally just chunk them in the drawer, as well as the rest of the stuff. But the way that I divide it out is if it's a like shorts and a top, I put that into one drawer. So let's see. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a onesie that has no legs, and so I put that into his drawer, and I've got a divider. So one side is with no legs, the other side is with legs and feet, if that makes sense. I'll show you when we go in his room. This one is a onesie with no feet, or even like a little jumpsuit like this that's got like a little romper, I guess you'd call it. I put that in one side. So here's a shirt, onesie, onesie, and a little onesie jumpsuit. We have more onesies than anything just because I like to be comfortable and I like him to be comfortable. Here's some shorts, another little onesie, shirt, onesie. I love this onesie, and he's almost outgrown it. I think this is going to have to go into his little memory bin. It's got a little dinosaur on it, and the little head has the little spikes on it. I think it is so cute. He has wore this a ton. I might be able to get him in it one more time, but I doubt it. So it's probably going to go into either his memory bin or memory blanket, just because it has been one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so this is a onesie, shorts, shirt, shorts, washcloth, onesie, shorts, onesie, and that goes to his car seat, which he doesn't need anymore, but I'll keep in case we have another baby. It's the insert that only is in there behind their on their bottom until they're like 18 pounds, I think is what it said on the bottom of the car seat. So that needs to be stored away. And so literally I will just toss these into the drawer and toss these into the drawer. And so if I'm looking for an outfit with a shirt and a pair of shorts, I know to just go here and I just grab the ones that match the one that I'm wanting, because typically we have an idea of, oh, I really want him to wear this outfit today. And so I just piece them together. It takes 2 seconds and they're not wrinkled. And if I want him to wear a onesie with legs, I just grab it, or the rompers. Like I have an idea of what he has now. I just keep a small selection, enough to maybe get through a week and a half of clothes, so that I don't feel overwhelmed with clothes and trying to keep up with that much laundry. I have enough clothes that I can get his laundry basket totally full and be able to wash an entire load of laundry once a week, and him still have a couple of clothing items left to be able to pull from the items that he actually currently wears. Can go maybe put some of his stuff in his room, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Let me go take these down the hall, and then I'll come grab you guys. My little one is awake, so I'm going to take you in there and just hold my phone and show you what I'm talking about. Hey, Peasy girl. Hey, sweet baby. Say, I'm hiding, Mama. I'm hiding. You got a wild little man in there that chases me. Happy nap. You gonna come with me in here to put your clothes up? Gonna help me? You're gonna help Mama? So, this section is where I keep the ones that are softer and like our favorite, that kind of have, they're more thick and bigger. And so I have to put them there. And so I guess I could probably shove them in there not folded, but those probably would tend to get wrinkly. So those are the only things that I fold of his. So here's all of his clothes. These are the ones that I told you guys that are tops and bottoms. And so the way that I work this is the bottom drawer is tops and bottoms. And I literally just toss them in there. Just like this. Yeah, that's right. And so I literally just pull out here's the shirt and the pair of pants that I want. And I just loosely put them in there. They don't get out of shape, wrinkled, or anything like that. This is his drawer that has onesies in it. And so they're either zip up and have feet, which is on this side. And I took the divider out. I need to put it back in. And on this side, I do the one that doesn't have feet. He doesn't really tend to like the ones that have feet because he likes to run around the house and feel the floors under his feet. And so we have way more of these. I could honestly probably get rid of those because he doesn't like them. And all of these are ones that don't have feet. And so if I want him to have one that doesn't have legs, I just pull one out because I know what they are. I don't make a big fuss about it. Now, since thinking about it, because he doesn't even like the one with feet, I think I'm going to just donate those. And we'll just have this whole drawer for onesies. Just leave them all in there like that. So we'll donate these. This is his jammies. Let me open your jammy drawer. So I just toss them in here just like that. I've got his little splash pad undies in there too that he can wear when he goes swimming or splash pad. Are you helping Mama? These little cloths that I got from the hospital we use for burp cloths. I never really liked burp cloths. Let me pull that out. Thank you, baby, for helping. And so the little burp cloths that you get, to me, they're not big enough. Because when they spit up, they spit up. And so I tended to use the ones from the hospital because they were pretty absorbent. These I'm going to put over here in his closet. Still need to go through the closet, but I just have this bin for washcloths and towels. He's only got 2 towels. I just rotate through them, cleaning them. I've totally been focusing on doing the kitchen, but this baby stuff is the next thing that we're going to get to once we get the kitchen done. So I just brought these back in here to put with that formula that needs to be donated. And we will close that up. Oh, I dropped a washcloth. Because my little fur babies tend to be in here, I do rewash them if they hit the floor. So that'll be something else for another day. We'll put that in his laundry bin then. And I guess we could go ahead and put these towels up. This goes in my kitchen. Whoop. Hey, baby. Oh, goodness. Can Mama get around you? Thank you. So this is my drawer with some towels. Are you helping with laundry? You are such a big help. You really are. You got Daddy's socks. You got Daddy's socks. Yes. I could not do all of this without you, sir. Do you realize that? You are Mama's big helper. Yes, sir. Oh. I just threw all of those clothes on the floor. Okay, thank you. Can Mama get by you? You can push that to the... Oh, goodness. I think he's upset because I put clothes on his laundry basket and thinks he can't push it. Can you not see to push your laundry basket? Is that what it is? Okay. Here we go. You ready? You're going to push it? Help Mama? Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you. Let's take it back. Keep pushing. Gotta put it back in the hallway. Good job. Good job, buddy. Yay! Amazing. You did so good. Mama could not have done that without you, sir. He absolutely loves helping. I think it is the cutest thing in the entire world. Yes, you do. He loves to push that cart back and forth. Not so happy when Mama locks it in place. Thankfully, it does lock, at least till he figures out how to unlock it. But the joys of having an older home. I don't care if my walls get beat up or my molding. No, we don't, do we? So we're having fun and we're helping Mom. That's another thing that I have figured out with mom life in the first year of his life, is they just want to be included. They don't want to be, at least him. Yeah, he doesn't want to be made busy or distracted with all of these little toys. He wants to help. Yes, I want to help. I want to carry the washcloth. That's right. Come help Mama take it to the laundry or to the hall closet. Come on. Help Mama. You're such a big help. If it wasn't for the fact that we want to honor his privacy and let him make the choice about being on social media when he's able to make that choice, I wish I could show you guys him so much. I'm so proud of him. He is so, to me, of course, I'm his mother. He is the cutest thing in the entire world, and he's so fun and so sweet. And he would blow up YouTube. I think that if I shared him, but we do want to keep him private. He's not on any social media anywhere. I know. But they just love being with us. And so I do the best I can to edit him out. But you're going to hear him crying in the background of my videos or pitching a fit when he wants something. And that's just stay-at-home mom life. So I hope you guys are okay with that. Now, what I want to do is make us some lunch. Let me show you the rig that I have set up for when he's awake. Do you see this cord coming over top? These spoons were from my grandmother. She used to travel around to different places, and so they're silver spoons that she collected. And so I hung those in my kitchen because I thought it was funny that I had this cabinet that actually had an end on it like this, because she had a cabinet just like that in her kitchen, and that's where they stayed. And so that drapes and hangs on top of this chair right here, and then it comes down on my table because he can't reach any of that yet. That's the setup for right now, to be able to film a YouTube video when he's awake. Yes, we're gonna make some lunch. And then I have you guys set on my table where he can't reach you yet either. I'm sure that's gonna change soon. So that's the other thing about mom life, is that as soon as you get used to something, as soon as we get used to something, parenthood levels up. And we open a whole new chapter of things to learn and figure out, don't we? Yeah, so we got to keep it entertaining around here. Are you hungry? Are you ready to eat? So, one of you guys had said that you would absolutely love the curry recipe, and since I have a can of half-opened coconut cream, I thought that we'd go ahead and do that. Now, you can use coconut cream or coconut milk. Ain't that right, bud? So, we cook together. We cook together in the kitchen all the time. Yes, I play around Mom's legs while she cooks. The original recipe does not call for onions, but I put onions in everything because I like them. You can use onion powder instead of them if you want to, but I had a small onion and I thought, well, we'll just chop it and throw it in there. What toy are you going to play with while Mom cooks? Mama's brush. Adult toys are always funner to play with, including hairbrushes. Ain't that right? So I have a couple cloves of garlic here. I think I'm going to do 3 because this one is really big. And all I do is cut the tops of them off. I don't mind to touch garlic. I know you smell like garlic. It doesn't really bother me. I'm just putting all this here for right now because he's playing down there below me, and I'm not going to open up my trash can with him being right there. I've already washed this ginger and it was in my fridge. So what I'm going to do, I found the best thing to peel this with is a spoon that is for grapefruit. It's got the jagged edge on the end of it. Now, I know that some of you have already said that you're not cookers, and that's totally fine. You don't have to do all of this. I have all of these ingredients on hand because I love to cook. But to make this simple, you can do the grated ginger that's in the tube that's already grated up for you. There's garlic in the little tubes that you can get at the store. And so you can literally just use that and not worry about all of these extra steps. So if you're not big on cooking, simplify the process. You can even use powder. You don't even have to have the pastes. I think the paste add more flavor personally, but garlic powder, onion powder, ginger, ground ginger, you can definitely use that. So I've got a little clove of ginger. So I've got a small little thumb of ginger that I'm going to use. I don't want to make it too strong because my son is going to be eating this. Aren't you, bud? And what I'm going to do is I just use this like micro planer. It's like a small grater. It's not technically a micro planer, I guess. But I use this for my ginger and for my garlic. Instead of standing here and trying to mince this up with a knife, which takes forever. And I actually saw this trick because I used to mince it up with a knife, but I watch Baked by Melissa on the reels that come on Facebook sometimes, or YouTube, and she used a microplaner, and I thought, that is genius. And I don't mind to smell like garlic because garlic's delicious. Ain't that right? Say it's delicious. Who cares to smell like garlic? Mommy doesn't. Ain't that right? Are you hungry? Yeah, so we ate earlier, but we're hungry again, so we're gonna eat again. Yeah. You can't play with this one, but you can have Mommy's whisk, but you had Mommy's whisk. What'd you do with it? Do you want this one? You can have that one. He likes to have tools when Mama's in the kitchen too. So we have our grated ginger, grated garlic. We have a chopped onion. I'm going to julienne, I think it's called julienne carrots. It's just peeling some carrots. And I have a vegetable peeler that I'm just going to do that with. So I just peel them just like this and make thin ribbons. And so we just try to do it quick around here, don't we? Not trying to take a ton of time. I'm going to get a little bit of these done. I always get them down to as little as I can hold them, and then I give my dogs these because they absolutely love them. They love any vegetable, really, but they really love carrots. These are skinnier carrots. Typically, if they're big fat carrots, I do about 2. I'm not big on measuring, if you guys haven't noticed in the last video that I did or in this one. Unless I'm baking, because it tends to be a little bit more tedious. I just measure with my heart. And so it said 2 large carrots, but so I'm going to do 3 small ones. And again, if you want to eliminate this step, you can do the thin little carrot sticks that's already cut up for you in the grocery section. Make your life easy on yourself. So what we're going to do is go over to the stove. Olive oil in the bottom of my pan. And we're going to toast some of our spices. Now, if you're doing this with dry herbs, yeah, if you're doing it with dry herbs, tell them. Say, put your oil in there, throw your dried herbs in. I'm going to let my pot heat up for just a minute. It's coming up to heat. What I'm going to do is add in my ginger and my garlic, and I'm going to toast that to my ginger and my garlic. Well, I guess saute it is really what you'd say. You're going to want to add, I have a baby in my arm, so I hope you guys can see this. This is Thai red curry paste. It doesn't have to be this brand. I live in a very rural area, and so we're kind of limited on some of the spices and stuff we can get. I tried to go to, we don't even have like a Thai market or Asian market in our area anymore. We used to in a town nearby, but they closed, and so I'm limited to what I can get. So this is what it looks like in the pot, and you're literally just toasting this in the oil. Doesn't have to take long. You'll smell it getting aromatic, I guess is what they call it. I'm not a chef. I just like to cook. And so you just stir this around and let it kind of saute for just a little bit. By the way, here's my list of my ingredients if you want to take a snapshot of it. I'm not good with handwriting. It's nurse chicken scratch. But we've done all these steps: oil, ginger, garlic, curry paste. We're going to go in with a broth. This is a plant-based broth that's chicken flavored. And then I also have this Better Than Bouillon. This is really my favorite, so I think we're going to go in with it. So what I'm going to do, where you can put in your can of chicken broth, beef broth, whatever flavor you want this to be, after it toasts for a few minutes, I'm going to go in with my filtered water. And I'm just going to put what would be about a can of broth. And I'm going to take a teaspoon of this to make this my vegetable broth. If you're new to cooking, to me, this is not only frugal, it's much cheaper than buying cans or the big quarts of chicken broth or vegetable broth or beef broth, unless you're making your own at home. And I have done that before. But if you're purchasing it, this is a much better bang for your buck. There are 38 servings in here, and I want to say when I get this on sale, it's maybe $3.50 for 38 servings. And so I just do a teaspoon, a little bit less than a teaspoon because it is super salty. And I just stir it into my water. I don't mix it in a separate container because I'm trying to save on dishes. So I just pour my water into whatever pot I want to make my broth in. And that's it. And this goes into the fridge. Much smaller than if I had 38 cans or 38 quarts of vegetable broth. So that's just a little tip-saving trick. So we're just stirring all of this together now. I was trying to figure out the best way for you guys to be able to see, and me just holding my phone seems to be the best. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water. Okay, we're going to let this come to temperature. I'm also going to put this can that's left, it's only about like half a can of the coconut cream. The reason it's half a can is I spilled some of it after I opened it, but there's a good bit of the cream that's still down in there. That will melt. I'm going to scrape the rest of this can out real quick. So that's going to melt down in there, and it's going to make it more of a creamy soup. We're also going to be adding peanut butter to this, and this will thicken as you cook. So I'm just letting that come to temperature now. Some other ingredients that we're going to be going in with is some rice vinegar, just a splash or two of it. If you want a measurement, I'd say maybe a teaspoon to a tablespoon. And several splashes of either liquid aminos. I like to do this because it's less sodium, or if you want to use soy sauce, that's perfectly fine too. So while this is coming to temperature, I'm going to add my liquid aminos again. 1, 2 splashes. This only has 310 grams of sodium. It's for a teaspoon. And then I'm also going to add in some rice wine vinegar. Just a little splash of it. Again, I don't measure. Now to all of this, you're going to want to add some peanut butter. I have organic PB2. I like this because it has less fat. This is also going to help thicken my stew because it's more of a powder. And I usually just do about a tablespoon or so in there. And we're just going to mix this together and let it cook for a little bit. You kind of want to get it up to a boil before you add your carrots and onions. No, sir. No, baby, sir. I'm making you some lunch. I'm sorry to you guys that my kitchen's so dark, but so we've got our liquid aminos done and our peanut butter, and we'll try to move this off. We've added our rice wine vinegar. Now I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten it. You can leave out any of this stuff that you want to and substitute any of this stuff that you want to. Sesame oil tends to be pretty flavorful, so I just do a little dot swirl of it. And my maple syrup, I'm going to add like 1, 2 tablespoons. That's just going to help sweeten it a little bit to offset the earthy, kind of spicy curry flavor. If you prefer to use brown sugar, you can, or sugar. I just really like to use maple syrup to sweeten things. Yes, sir. Friends, as such as mom life, I totally forgot to add the onions while I was sauteing all of that food because I was chasing my son around in the kitchen while I'm cooking. So if you want regular onion in there, add it during the process of sauteing all of your spices. Since I didn't do that, I just opted to add the white parts of my onion in. And I've got a green onion that I'm going to use, and so I added the whites in because it'll cook faster than a regular onion. I'm going to add in my julienne or shaved carrots now and let them cook. At the same time that those are cooking, you're going to want to add your noodles. Now, I've learned, if nothing else, during motherhood, to improvise if you don't have what you need. So today I'm going to be using pho noodles, I think is how it's said. These are brown rice noodles, which is the same type of ramen that I get. I always get brown rice ramen from Amazon when I order mine to make mine at home. I'm out of them. So we're going to opt to use these today. I like heavy noodles in mine, so I'm going to add a lot of noodles. And I'm just going to put those 2 down into my pot. I think that actually ended up being 3 now that I'm looking at it, but that'll be okay. If we need to add more water, we can. And you're just going to want to let that cook for the directions, which is 4 to 6 minutes. And I'm going to clean this up while that cooks. Yes, sir. We're getting you something to eat right now. Right, baby, now. I'm just going to pop this onion into the freezer since I forgot to use it, and we will use it for another recipe. No problem at all. And I'll be a step ahead because I've already got all this chopped up. My girls are going to get their carrots, so I'll give those to them, and I'm going to give the last little bit of this ginger, put it in the fridge, and we'll use it later. So this is what your mixture looks like in the pot cooking. May not look like much, but I promise you it's delicious. So we're just going to let the noodles and the carrots cook until done. Yes, sir. My son is still nursing, so we had to stop for a small break, didn't we? We sure did. I couldn't wait on lunch, Mama. So I just cooked this until the noodles were done and the carrots are tender. It makes a very thick stew because of the starch coming off of the noodles. So what I do is just plate this up. Now, you can just stop there. I like to add toppings to mine. I love green onions. My son typically just eats the broth, the noodles, and the softened carrots. You can put as many fresh veggies on top as you want, and that's what I really, really enjoy about this is the heartiness of the soup, but then also being able to take and add some fresh veggies on top. So I always do tomatoes, which is probably not traditional, but I love the flavor that it adds to the soup. I typically, when I plan to actually make this, I'm just making this with things that I had on hand today to be able to use up the cream that I had already used in the previous video. But typically, I have always fresh cilantro in my fridge. It's a fairly cheap herb that I get at Aldi's. I think it's like 98 cents maybe for a small little bunch of cilantro. So typically I have that, but we just had burrito bowls, and so I have already used up my cilantro because I wasn't planning on making this. So there's some tomato. I'm going to also use some purple cabbage. I just happen to have purple cabbage on hand, and I like the texture of it. I love this vegetable peeler because you're able to grate up cabbage pretty easy too. It's like a German peeler. Just kind of shave it, and it makes it super thin for applications like this. Do a little bit more. Okay, so now what I do is I just put some purple cabbage down on the side of my bowl. Let me draw you guys in closer. So I put my purple cabbage here. I do my tomatoes, which again is not traditional, but I love them in here. The flavor is delicious. Another thing that I add if I have a fresh avocado is a fresh avocado. And I may have gotten the soup a little overdone. My noodles, my son was insisting on nursing. I typically put a whole avocado in there for him. Because I don't have fresh cilantro, I am going to put a little bit of some freeze-dried cilantro on top. A little bit of some sesame seeds. Pepper. I always roll a lime to get more juice out of it. And then I add just a little squeeze of lime to the top. So this is our finished product. I promise this is absolutely delicious. It's super fast to make if you're not chasing a toddler. And you don't have to add all the extras. The soup is delicious by itself. I just really, really like adding in as many extra fresh vegetables as possible when I make something like this. I hope you guys enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me today as I went throughout my day as a stay-at-home mom and homemaker. I hope that you enjoy this meal if you do try it. I'm going to go eat my second meal of the day with my little one. Please remember, if you've not been told yet today, that you do have value, you are special, and I'm really glad that you're here, friends. Bye for now. Want another bite? That's good, ain't it? Yummy, yummy. Let me get you some carrots and a piece of avocado. Here you go. Bite. Come here. Get another bite. Yummy, yummy. Yummy. Good job, bud. Yum. Yay. Delicious. That is so good, Mommy. So good, Mommy. Yummy, yum. Guys, it is 1-year-old approved. Delicious. When he doesn't eat with me, I just mix it all together, but he can't chew the cabbage yet. But the carrots, the inside of the tomato, loves the avocado. It's so good. And again, You don't have to use all of those fresh ingredients. Do powdered spices, ground spices, the fresh grated spices, whatever you have. Now, if you don't like all of this on top, don't add that. But this is my go-to in the fall, and we're close enough to fall that I just had to make it, especially since you guys wanted to see it. I'm sorry it was so chaotic, but that's the life of a stay-at-home mom. While trying to do anything. I'll try to maybe type up the recipe in the description box, at least the ingredients, and I would say a teaspoon of all of the powders if you use a powder, and then a tablespoon of all of the liquids if not two. Bite. More bite. Good job. Nummy, nummy. Yes, sir. So good. Now, my husband does not like this. He's not a curry fan. But I'm so proud of my son because there's so many good things in here. I just love that he enjoys this as much as Mama. Another bite. Oh, yeah. So you're not giving it to me fast enough, Mama. Yay! Good job. All right. Well, that's it, you guys, this time. I just had to let you see how much he loved it and how much I enjoyed it. I couldn't stop the video. After I stopped the video, I thought, gosh, I didn't even do a taste test for them. So, promise, it is absolutely delicious. All of the parts together. If you make it, you have to let me know if you enjoyed it as much as we do. Again, please remember, if you've not been told today, you do have value, you're special, and we're really glad that you're here, friends. We'll see you next time.